It has been a cold and wet winter, spring, and summer this year, so things have gotten off to a really slow start in our garden, but they're starting to finally come along now that we're almost halfway through July. Here we have our salad patch on one end, plus some strawberries, which are pretty much done for the year. Here's under some netting, some cabbages. The potatoes are coming along. Some of these I doubled up with planters so I could get kind of a deeper depth for the roots. Over here in this netting is some more kale and lettuce. The black currants are probably our most prolific berry. Very good. This is the right time of year to be eating them. Just magnificent productivity. That took me like 5 seconds to pick. I mean, they're just everywhere. Behind this jungle is our fig tree. I'm going to try to get to it, see if I can find a fig. And there we go. It's starting to feel almost a little soft too. We've been growing a bunch of stuff which typically doesn't grow in Scotland. Everything from figs to, here's some kiwis over here. Who knows if they'll do anything. And these are my North Carolina persimmons. I had about 30 and they've experienced a lot of bad luck and fatalities. I'm down to about 5. You can see some of them just kind of get this weird kind of black rot, and that usually means that spells the end for them. So I don't think this thing's going to make it. So I'm down to about 5. Here's our flower area. I don't even know what some of these are called. Here's our award-winning rhubarb, which is just taken over half of this whole bed. And lots of fruit trees doing just well in their 2nd and 3rd years. They say that when you plant something, the first year they sleep, the 2nd year they creep, and the 3rd year they leap. This is 2nd year, so their roots are creeping under the ground. Hopefully they'll explode next year. I'd like this whole front yard, if you can call it a yard, to be just exploding with life and color next year. Here is the greenhouse. We've got some seedlings for kind of 2nd edition plantings, and things are coming along with these tomatoes as they say here, and some cucumbers, which look like they're just about ready. One of my small projects was building 2 tiny planters for my child's child hut. I've also been building this staircase up into the woods. This hill, when it rains, it gets very slippery and muddy and dangerous. So I've been building these things. It's all been from reclaimed wood from fence posts that have fallen in neighbors' land. So what I do is I gather these and then I cut them and then I stain them and then fix them together with really long timber screws. And I'll probably need about 10 more of these steps to get to the top. One of my first projects was taking out all the decorative pebble from the garden and making a huge heap of it here. I've been going through it with this, I don't know if you call it a riddler or whatever, but I put everything in there. I shake out the soil. the soil gets put in this soil bed here. That could be part of a raised bed at some point in the future. And I separate all the big rocks. I'll find some use for those in the future. And I'm separating out all of the pebble. So I've had like 4 piles this size. Here's another one over here. And I'll make use of it, actually. This was a pain to have to deal with, but I'm actually happy I have all this gravel because I can make these kind of gravel pathways up here just to make it a bit nicer to walk along. And so in mid-July, 3.5 years in, the garden is coming along slow and steady. A pretty radical transformation from when we moved in, but still lots to improve, lots to do.